Hey everyone, real quick, I just wanted to say that the Spore video is well underway. I just finished the VO today, but it's still going to take some time for it to be done. The script is roughly about 20,000 words long, and the runtime is going to be at least an hour and a half, so it's easily going to be one of the biggest video projects I've ever worked on. However, I still wanted to take the time to talk about this crazy, unexpected thing that happened a couple days ago. Nightmargin and Co. are working on a new game. I had no idea that they were even thinking about making games anymore after OneShot, but this is a welcome surprise. So I just wanted to make a quick, unscripted, kind of all over the place video where I just talk about the game. So it looks like the game is going to star one of Nightmargin's OCs, Ling. Ling is also in OneShot, and I'm not quite sure if they're going to be the same person. Probably going to be a different person. So just from initial impressions, it looks like it's going to be some kind of farming simulator, which is interesting. Margin of the Strange is a gardening-themed mystery exploration game about the world of the human dreams from the developers behind OneShot. Ling seeks to find out more about this world in order to unravel the mysteries surrounding his own life and his own death. A young man experiencing the phenomenon of dreaming for seemingly the first time. He discovers that the dream world is actually a type of ecosystem, a sprawling, crystalline, alien dimension dictated by strange physical laws. Over the course of 6 weeks, Ling seeks out to find more about this world in order to unravel the mysteries surrounding his own life and his own okay, so it's a kind of a... They've plotted out 6 weeks, so... that's interesting. So maybe there's specific events that happened throughout the game, and judging by the game having a set time frame in which it takes place, perhaps there are some things that you can do only during certain days, like in Animal Crossing or a Stardew Valley, but not necessarily like the same thing. Okay, so already we get a lot of information about the game, but where we'll find even more information is, transition, the Kickstarter page. And this is crazy. Their initial goal was like 62,000, and in just a couple of days, they've almost doubled that. So it's pretty safe to say this game's getting made. I'm really happy for them. And they now have stretch goals, so you can still donate there if you go to their Kickstarter. I'll put the Kickstarter down in the description if you want to go see it. So by going to the Kickstarter, you see some funny art, but you also see a little bit more details about the game. Alright, it's based on a concept I've been slowly iterating on for almost 20 years, one which has taken on many forms. A webcomic, another webcomic in the form of a Flash-based visual novel, rest in peace Flash, and now a fully realized video game. With your help, I want to share a world and story that's very near and dear to my heart. Each night you'll be exploring the dream world's strange biomes, collect materials to expand much of the world is available to you, and discover clues. Interesting. So it looks like there's going to be some kind of day-night cycle, it seems. So when you're awake, you're in this type of world. You're in the regular world, which appears to be very glum. Let's go back to the Steam. Whoops. Go back to the Steam page momentarily. And it looks like this is the world that is actually real. And it looks pretty gloomy and glum, and it looks like there's perhaps, I don't know if this is an artistic choice or it's something that's actually happening, but it looks like the atmosphere itself is covered in this very, very thick smog. And it looks like there's some nuclear funnels, I think, nuclear exhaust funnels here as well. So that could be the cause of it, but there seems to be something going on in the regular world that perhaps Ling is trying to escape in his dreams. But yeah, that's some theory crafting already. Let's take back the materials and clues you've gathered from your expeditions to your home base. Here you can grow a garden to obtain new materials, or just harvest the plants from their energy. This allows you to build more structures, forge paths to new areas, and maybe even make some new friends. So already it looks like there's at least, let me say, 1, 2, I'm seeing at least 5, maybe even 6 different types of plants you can find. That's interesting. And you can also talk to moths. There's this little moth This is a little moth character who we'll see in a bit. So this is very interesting. Let me see if I can get... There's another screenshot right here. So this is actually very interesting to me, because there appears to be some sort of conspiracy, not necessarily conspiracy, but there seems to be some sort of mystery, rather, that's going on that Ling is trying to connect the pieces to. So it seems like these are all people that Ling knows, either through the dream world or in the real world. And then there's this figure up here, who is only connected to Ling in some way. Is that they're in some way connected to him. After all, you will need all the help you can get to untangle the strange things happening to the world, and to yourself as well. So we actually get a lot of details about the characters, including the crystal-haired character. But first, let's talk about this. The world of Margin, a lush, sprawling, and utterly bizarre ecosystem made entirely out of glass, exists somewhere beyond the world of the waking. I'm actually really excited about the use of the word ecosystem. One of my favorite things about OneShot was the tiny little bits of world building that was like what's it called, like a scientist's little notepad, and they detail their findings about the local wildlife. I always found that was really interesting, and it looks like we're gonna get some of that too with this game. I don't know if you guys know this, but Nightmargin actually has a background in biology. Our protagonist Ling has recently acquired the ability to access Margin after a life-changing event called dying. He got better. Oh dear. Now partnered symbiotically with one of Margin's denizens, Link sets out to uncover the mysteries of this world and maybe learn a few things about himself in the process. Interesting. So, by the way, if you couldn't tell, I'm just reacting to this for the first time, so these are our first impressions. So it looks like this is actually just straight up his hospital room. It seems as though, like, when he died, he didn't die necessarily. He just went to Margin, this dream world, and now he's waking up every single day. You know, maybe that's like another overarching story beat. Maybe it's like, is he getting better? Is he getting worse? Is he gonna die forever? Is he gonna have to choose between dream world and reality? Ling, human recently resurrected with huge gaps in his memory, including basic knowledge of pretty much anything. He exists in a perpetual state of confusion and bewilderment, not unlike a hypothetical alien visiting Earth for the first time. He takes it in stride, though. His curiosity drives him forward. I wonder if that means that he will be a silent protagonist. That's interesting. And then we actually get the name of the crystal-haired moth, and apparently this is the denizen of Margin that is connecting Ling to this world. So let's see, so Nil is their name. Denizen of Margin, who likes to think of himself as a master manipulator, revived Ling with the intention of using him as a human host to gain access to the human world and pilot him around some sort of like some sort of giant robot, but has only been successful with the first part. Oh, I see. So this is potentially the main antagonist of the game. So Nil's plan was to take over Ling's body and use him like a puppet, but instead he just revived him, and he doesn't know how to actually take control of Ling. Okay, that's interesting. And then we have Hesper, a cute little moth companion, another denizen of Margin, and a skilled craftsman. Sort of a jack of all trades, provided that the trade is making things out of random pieces of broken glass, like picked off the ground. This is more useful than it sounds. Okay, so this is like the shopkeep. Teen genius with a questionable sense of ethics has tricked Ling into becoming her latest science project for an indefinite amount of time. Not that it was very hard to trick Ling, he doesn't even know what science is. Oh no. And then we get these awesome pieces of art. Ideas for Margin have been percolating in the back of my mind for a little over half my life at this point. Here's some concept and music I've done for it over the eons. Just to give you a sense of general vibe, some of these examples are over a decade old. Anything older would probably be a little embarrassing to show here quality-wise. When the project was first conceived, I wanted to capture the feeling of what is known as liminal spaces. And then we have a list of all the programmers and the team. And it looks like the team is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it looks like the team behind this game is 3 times the size of OneShot's team. So it better be 3 times as good, huh? So yeah, that's a lot of information to take in at once. So basically, from what I've been able to gather, is some of this is conjecture because we don't have all the details yet. So you play as Ling, and you die from some unseen circumstances. Maybe you die of natural causes, maybe an accident happens or whatever. But no, you're brought back to life by this weird moth thing who demands to have control over your body. I have a sneaking suspicion that this game is going to function very similarly to the Outer Wilds, because I know that the creators, the development team, are very big fans of the Outer Wilds. And judging by the weird conspiracy theory photos connecting pictures of people, as you explore the world, you're going to learn certain things about certain characters, and it's going to be up to you to connect the dots. 6 in-game weeks to do it. I'm assuming it's 7 days a week, so that's 42 days in total. I'm not sure if the days are going to be timed, but it seems already like it's going to be a pretty long game. So another thing I actually wanted to talk about is the trailer itself. Let me see if I... So it looks like there's this giant, seemingly like a meteorite thing that's hovering above the world of Margin that supposedly is stuck there. It's not moving necessarily yet, but perhaps over the course of 6 weeks, maybe it'll get ever closer and closer to crashing down, you know, similar to something like a Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask situation. So we get some quick cuts here just to the interesting areas that have already been made. And it looks like, speaking of which, it looks like a good portion of the game has already been made. Or at least seemingly it has, I'm not sure. If we keep watching, well actually here, first off, let's admire all of these awesome, crazy worlds. I really like the moon one. Like this game's looking like it's going to be a very pretty game. First of all, you do see Ling in his little notebook here, putting the pieces together, and perhaps even putting his memories back together. Alrighty, sorry if this video seems all over the place. It's probably going to have a bunch of jump cuts because I'm just fumbling over my words or I'm just rambling. But yeah, so those are my initial thoughts on Margin of the Strange. I'm going to leave the links to everything down in the description, so aside from that, like I said, the Spore video's on the way. It's probably going to be my biggest video idea, or my biggest video yet, and then after that, we'll see what happens. Thank you all so much for watching. Goodbye.